Welcome everybody to another episode of A Minute With. Today we have a very special episode. We have our elementary principal, Miss Stacy Molnar.
Hello everyone!
What is your favourite thing about working at SJA?
I don't. I'm kidding. My favourite thing working at SJA is definitely the children. I love watching them smiling and laughing. I love that they come and greet me in the morning and they say hello. I love that they talk to me in the hallways. I love that they're often smiling and just seem to be very happy. And so that makes me very lucky to be a part of this community. And secondly, I would say the faculty. The faculty is amazing. We couldn't do what we do without them, especially through this process of online learning. They have been superstars. I couldn't do what I do without my faculty and without my administrative assistant.
What is your proudest moment of being the principal of the elementary school?
Starting in 2016 with the planning, I think one of the most proud moments that I had was on the first day of school, opening those doors to the students and seeing all those faces that I had spent a year interviewing with the students and the parents and accepting into the school to be the first community of SJA. Aside from that, I would say I'm most proud of the way that we believe in our philosophy. We believe in the way that we treat our students and we teach our students. We want our students to have those 21st century skills of collaboration, communication, creativity, critical thinking, and I believe that we're instilling that. And watching these kids grow from the very first day of school to now is an amazing, monumental change in their attitude, the way that they speak with one another, the way that they can collaborate. They're not afraid to make mistakes or ask questions or solve problems.
So what sports did you play growing up?
When I was younger, I was an ice skater and a gymnast. I loved and was very passionate about both. And when I got to middle school, high school, I played basketball and I played softball.
If you weren't an educator, what would you be?
Without a doubt, I would be a small pub or restaurant or diner owner, and I would be the cook.
So if there's one thing that you would like our parents to know, what would it be?
I'm going to make it two things. I'm going to say the first thing that comes to mind is I want to say thank you to all of the parents that stuck with us that first year. Not knowing if we were going to open, having a delayed start, working on Saturdays, banking on a new school and not really knowing what we were going to be like, and giving us the faith and support to start our first school year with as many students that we did. So I thank those parents. I also would like to thank all of the parents now in these recent times with the COVID-19, having our school close and moving on to online learning. All the support and the effort and the support that they're giving our teachers and their understanding and the flexibility of this unfortunate challenge. But we're doing the best we can and we appreciate all of the wonderful support that the parents are giving our school and especially our teachers who are working very hard. So thank you.
Yeah, couldn't have done it without them.
Absolutely.
What is your favorite thing about living in Korea?
Jeju Island is obviously different than the mainland, and I think one of the things that I love most about living in Jeju is the local people. The welcoming warmness that you have when you walk into a store or a restaurant. They're always willing to try to play charades with you and trying to figure out what you want, or using Google Translate. But I also like the fact that you can get on an airplane and be in a big city in 50 minutes and go for the weekend to Seoul and have all those things that you miss from a big city, but still live in a kind of rural area. And so I think those are my favorite parts.
What are you most afraid of?
I am deathly afraid of anything that can bite me or sting me or crawl in my ears. Like, I hate bugs. And I check my shoes every single morning. I check the bathtub every single morning before I step in. I had a friend who had a beetle when she was sleeping crawl into her ear, and so that story has never gotten out of my head, and it just freaks me out. I'm not a wilderness person. I don't camp for that reason. I hate creepy crawlies.
What is the best advice you've ever been given?
You know, interestingly enough, I would not normally say this, but it was from my father. I was in line at the airport, getting on an airplane to move to Europe for the first time. I was 22, and I looked at him and I said, what am I doing? And he gave me the best advice ever. He said, you know what? It's 1 year out of your life. If you have a great time, then all the better. You're gonna be learning so many different things. He said, but if it doesn't work out, then you come home. And I always thought, wow, that got me on the plane.
Yeah.
But I never did go home after that.
What's the best advice you would give to students and teachers?
I think the best advice that I could give is don't be afraid to take risks and make mistakes. Mm-hmm. I'm a true believer. If you don't make mistakes, you don't learn. You don't move ahead.
Agreed.
And I think that's the biggest advice. And it's adults as well, not just children. I think it's important to take risks and be willing to make mistakes, not know everything, and try and persevere and continue to move forward. And that goes with children and adults.
If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
I've been thinking a lot about this. And I know a lot of people say flying, and a lot of people say this one as well, but it's teleporting. If I could just close my eyes and snap my fingers and be somewhere else, that would be the ideal power. I hate flying.
So I've never asked this question before, but if you could have one theme song, what would it be?
I would say probably the theme song from Rocky, Eye of the Tiger.
It's a good song.
It is.
What is your worst habit?
I think when I get nervous, I bite my cuticles.
So I'd love to finish off with this question. What is one piece of Australian slang that you can say? And you have to do it in the Aussie accent.
Okay. So I've been thinking about this for a long time and practicing. And one of my favorite TV shows is Australian MasterChef. Mm-hmm. And they're cooking and they only have so many minutes left, and so the big thing is they'll scream out and they'll be like, you have 5 minutes to go! 5 minutes!
That's pretty good.
Not bad,
I like
right?
That. That's one of the better ones. Yeah. All right, that's all we have time for. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Yay!